Welcome to the Dr. Willow Show, where we are bridging together sexuality, spirituality, and medicine for the benefit of your body, your life, and all those around you. Because when you bridge these three together, you become even more whole and more complete in and of yourself. So it's a beautiful, beautiful practice. It's very multi-layered. There's so much to it. And what we're going to go into today is the power of the pussy. So whether you're male or female, doesn't really matter. Understanding the power of the pussy is really a powerful thing to understand, and it will change your life. It absolutely will change your life. Whether you spend, 10 minutes a day kind of understanding and healing and cultivating the power of your pussy as a woman, or whether you spend 20 or 30 minutes as a man worshiping at the gate of your beloved, of your beautiful woman, and worshiping and understanding and getting to know her pussy. Regardless, it's a way to open up worlds and worlds and worlds of expansion of pleasure and deeper understanding, deeper connection. Ultimately, what we want as humans is we want to be seen, we want to be acknowledged, and we want to be loved unconditionally. And so when we have this reverence and this devotion to a practice of cultivating the power of the vajayjay, the power of the pussy, the power of this portal that we all go through, then it brings a lot more of that pleasure, that acceptance, that sense of being seen and acknowledged into your life. So I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so deeply grateful to be here with you, sharing this wisdom with you, because it is so near and dear to my heart. It makes a huge difference in all the lives of the people that I work with, in all the lives of the people that I touch, and a huge difference in my life. I got to tell you right now in my life, I feel like I'm just going through these portals of expansion, like one doorway opening after another. And it's just so beautiful. And it's because of this deep cultivation practice that I am so immersed in, and I get to share it with other people. And last night I had a probably 3.5 or 4 hour session with myself. So really, hi, welcome. So really just, learning how to do this for yourself is so powerful and so magical. So we're going to talk today about how to heal, how to harness, and how to cultivate the power of your pussy. So cultivating, we'll get to that in a second. But we just went through the Celtic High Holy Day of Lugnasad. Lugnasad is Lammas, as the Christians renamed it over the eons. And we had that holiday on Monday. And that really is this time of cultivating, of taking stock, of like looking at how the sun has shined down on the earth enough to grow the grains, and then cultivating those grains. So when we do this healing part of the practice, that's kind of like all the work that we do to get to the point where we can cultivate the grains, right? So when we dive into the healing level, it's like that's where we're planting the seeds. That's where we're watering. That's where we're making sure that those little root tendrils are in place and that little sprout is coming up to greet the sun. And then when we learn to harness this energy, that's like when the plant is starting to grow and get bigger and start to fruit and start to bear its gifts to the world. And then we get to cultivate it and really enjoy the pleasure, really be in the celebration of it. So we're right here on this Friday day, right smack dab between Lugnasad was on Monday, and then we have the new moon in Leo on Sunday. And one of the things that is so powerful about this new moon that's coming up is it's in Leo. So it's, again, Lugnasad is named after the ascended master Lu, who is like connection to the sun's rays, connection to that bright shining light. And then we've got Leo, also connection to the sun. So we're really in this time of being in the spotlight. That's what this particular moment in time is bringing forth to us, is like really shining the sun's light, really shining that bright, open, loving energy on your own pussy, on your own heart, on your own body, and your own life. And noticing how when you do that, when you raise your frequency to that high vibration of the sun's light, then everything else comes really easily. Like you become very magnetic. Everybody wants to travel with you. Everybody wants to be around you. Everyone wants to know you and be near you. You become very magnetic. So if you're magnetizing your beloved still, if you're calling that into your life, this is a powerful time to do a little pussy magic, to do a little ritual with your pussy, to really engage in the power of the pussy. Welcome, everyone. So good to have you here. So healing, let's drop back into the healing practice of the JJ and how to heal her, because there is a lot of pain, a lot of pain with sex, dryness, all these issues, bladder infections, yeast infections, all these things that can go wrong with your yoni are basically your yoni screaming out and telling you like, hey, something's not congruent in my life. Something isn't feeling in alignment here. So how can you get yourself back into alignment? So really you have to drop into a place of deeper stillness in order to listen to your yoni, and slowing down, taking the time to connect your heart to your yoni. Just a simple practice of placing your left hand over your vajayjay and your right hand over your heart, and then just letting your heart speak to your yoni and letting your yoni speak to your heart, and creating a conversation between the two. That's a simple practice of healing. Another deeper practice that I teach is called the pelvic floor sweep. And I just taught that in one of our Dreaming the Queen Awake paid workshops with Leah Piper. We just did that last week, and we're about to do another advanced course where we're going to use jade egg. So we'll have the link where you can sign up for that coming up after this. But basically, like really taking some time going into your pelvic bowl, finding any tender spots and listening to what those tender spots have to tell you, and starting to feel a shift in the tissues inside of your pelvic bowl is going to help to make your whole pelvic bowl, your whole yoni and vajayjay so much more symmetrical, so much more even, so much more in harmony. And that's what we want. We want that harmony and that symmetry of your pelvic bowl, so that when you get into harnessing the energy and cultivating the energy of your amazing portal of pleasure, then you're really, really steeped in that deep pleasure. So, for example, you know how you have one shoulder has more tension in it than the other, like it has a big knot behind the scapula or something. So that's going to hike that shoulder up. And then your other shoulder is going to have to kind of find a balance with that. So that creates this kind of holding in the shoulder girdle, which makes the neck do something funny. And here, your sphenoid bone always wants to be level with the horizon. So if this is up here and this is over here, then in order to find that symmetry or that balance of the sphenoid bone, right where your eyes are, your whole body has to tweak to find that. So when you release that one shoulder, everything else can fall into place. That sphenoid bone can find its balance, its level with the horizon. And the same thing is true in your pelvic bowl. Okay, so if there's more tension over on the right side, it's going to hike up your right hip. It's going to cause this sort of imbalance of tension in your hips, in your pelvic bowl, in your sacrum, in your anus, the whole zone. And so then you're walking around like this and wondering why you don't feel free. Why are you not feeling free in your body? Why are you not feeling free in your hips? So when you go in and you do what I call a pelvic floor sweep, and you come in with one or two fingers and you find that tender point, find that one spot that's like holding everything in this lockdown. And once you release that one point, then everything can soften and spread. So you're looking for the tissues to change inside when you do this type of healing work. So again, a simple practice is going to be left hand over the yoni, right hand over the heart. have a conversation between the two. If you want to take your healing to a deeper level, try that pelvic bowl sweep. I lead you through it when you come into some of my paid courses, but this is just an overview, and you can certainly try it on your own, because really you are your best teacher, and your body is your best medicine. So you can really explore and discover this for yourself. If you've tried this before with me, write that in the chat box. Let me know that you have tried it with me before, that you've done the pelvic floor sweep, or if you've done something like this on your own, write that in the chat box and let me know like how it was for you and what you learned from it. What did your Yoni tell you in that healing process? And then let's move on to harnessing the energy. So once you've created this more open, symmetrical, like really beautiful freedom in your pelvic bowl and freedom in your hips, then you can start to then you can start to harness that sexual energy that's coming from your yoni up to your heart. So you can start to draw that energy up into your heart. And that's a beautiful, I like to think of this as like the flower is blooming, like it's coming up, like the root of that flower is the little sprout has already started, and now it's starting to rise up and bloom and come into this flower. So bringing that yoni and heart energy together and letting that flower bloom inside of your heart is so powerful and such a beautiful way to connect those two places in your body. So when you look at the male and the female body, right, then you've got a positive energy coming from the male lingam, from his penis, positive energy, from the female yoni, receptive or negative energy. So positive going into the receptive, and then when we come up, the energy comes up to the heart. And for the woman, her positive pole is going to be her heart. So her heart energy going into that receptive energy of the man's heart. So it creates this beautiful cycle of energy between the genitals and the heart, between the male and the female. So that's why it's so powerful to get this this pathway of life force energy moving inside of your body before you bring it to a partner. If both partners are coming to the equation with this powerful pole of energy circulating inside of themselves, then when they come together, it is fucking awesome. It's super expansive. It's super powerful. And it is so fulfilling, like so satisfying. You don't even have to have sex, just having that connection, having that orbit of energy flowing from the male lingam to the female yoni, up through the female heart to the male heart, and creating that beautiful, it's just so powerful and deep and so beautiful. So another really beautiful, powerful way to cultivate and harness the power of your pussy is to write down your dreams. What is it that you're dreaming into? What is it that you want to manifest in your life? What is your ideal, what is your ideal relationship look like? Even if you're already in one, still paint a picture, get really clear. What is it that you're calling into your life? And when you have that written down in that visual, then you can really start to create pleasure from that. Like, for example, last night I wrote about 4 or 5 pages of what I'm calling in. I did a full sex magic ritual. This is a really powerful way to do sex magic. Write it down first, get really clear. You could also make a vision board or draw or paint if you're more artistic, and then place that vision or that writing right at the top of your altar. Put a candle over it. And then as you're exploring, as you're playing with your vulva, you're getting your vestibular bulbs awakened and turned on, you're getting that clitoral head all hard and getting those legs turned on and warmed up. As you're warming up the vulva and really paying attention to it and noticing, like, how does your vulva really like like to be touched? Does it like a softer touch at first? Does it like the lips like to be pulled and played with? Is it more firmer pressure around the outer labia to get those vestibular bulbs engaged? Like, what turns on that erectile tissue inside of your vulva? Because your yoni has the same amount of erectile tissue as a penis. It's just spread out in this more holistic sort of way. And so this is really important for the men to understand as well. You want to see your woman's vulva get really plump and juicy and spread out. It's like when you start, the vulva is going to be closed like this. And then as you start to open it up and get the erectile tissue and the sponges to ignite, then it's going to open up like this. And then once that opening happens, that's when a woman is going to be more likely to be ready for something to come inside, whether it's fingers or a vibrator or a penis. Always wait for that opening to happen first. And what's really nice too, men, if we've got some men listening, is to ask permission. Ask permission. Just put your hand over the yoni, hold there for a moment and say, are you ready for me to come inside? And as the woman, it can be really powerful to be like, no, I'm not ready. I need more vulva action. Because most of the nerve endings, most of the sensation, sexual sensation and warming up is going to be on the outside and maybe the first 1 inch of inside the vajayjay. So you want to get that really turned on and opened up. So really knowing this and listening to like, what's the wisdom that's coming out? So get that beautiful plump and juicy thing happening, and then ask like, what is the wisdom that that your beautiful portal of pleasure wants to tell you? And how does it want to share it with your heart? What does your heart have to say back to that? So it's really, it's a fun thing to play with, ladies. If you've got a clitoris, you've got this amazing pleasure center in your body, and the clitoris runs back along those vestibular bulbs and gets everything really turned on all at the same time. So once you've awakened her, then let her lead. Like, put on some good music and let your body move from your yoni, from your pussy. Let your pussy lead the movements. Let your pussy direct what you reach for. Like, are you going to reach for, a little rose water spray? You're going to reach for some oil and get your body all lubed up with some coconut oil? Or what is it that your pussy is reaching for? If there's a partner, maybe you're reaching for your partner. What part of your partner are you reaching for? Always starting to let her lead the way. Let her be your guide. Here's what I have really come to in just the past week. Not anything new, but for me, just a deeper, more visceral, more nuanced level, which is that whatever I desire desires me too. Whatever I'm seeking is seeking me too. So that's true for all of us. So if you can start to drop into that truth, that whatever it is that you really desire also desires you, then you can start to rest in the peace that it's coming, that it's already there. It's already there. The time, the tick tock, tick, tick, tick hasn't passed, right? But it's already there. It's already with you. So really getting in tune with that desire, letting your yoni, take you there. And then another really powerful way to open up and waken up your yoni and your pussy is to sing. So if you fold the body in half, right at the belly button, the yoni, your pussy, and your throat are going to be a mirror image of each other. And in Spanish, they're both called cuello. The cervix is called cuello. The throat is called cuello. So how interesting, right? So the yoni and the vajayjay, the pussy, the yoni, the vajayjay, and the throat are all a mirror image of each other. So when you open up your throat and just begin to sing, like, who cares what you sound like? If you've got, free reign of the house, you've got space to yourself, just really, really let your voice come from your pussy all the way up through your throat, and let that voice that comes out be an expression of love to the divine. Let it be an expression of, I am here to receive the gifts and the medicine that my body is here to enjoy and to bring me. So we're moving out of this old paradigm, this old model of like only having pleasure at a certain time when you're having sex, or you can only, make out with your partner if it's going to lead to sex, or, if you do a certain thing, that means you have to go all the way. And we're moving into this other paradigm where it's like, you can just take what you want and leave the rest in each moment. There doesn't have to be some goal. You don't have to have an orgasm. That doesn't have to be the end goal. Some of my most powerful and amazing tantric experiences did not end in orgasm. And some of my most powerful and amazing tantric experiences did not end in penetrative sex. So, really just starting to explore a different way of getting in touch with the power of your pussy and noticing how it relates to the love and the devotion inside of your heart. So with that, my friends, I want to tell you about a few more things that are going on this week. So on Sunday, we're having the New Moon Dreamweavers Circle. So if you haven't come to that yet, it's really fun. It's a free event that we do on Zoom with just my tribe and my community. And we just go over our dreams, and we get really clear about what we're calling into our lives. And we've been doing it since January of this year. So we've been doing it every month, and we're kind of like tracking where we're at as we go month by month. So that's going to be this Sunday at 10 a.m. And I would love to have you there. We'll post a link for you to join us if you like. And then also I'm going to be teaching an advanced course with Leah Piper. We're going to be doing some jade egg work, and we're going to be preparing the pussy for more pleasure with your partner. That's the name of the event. So that's a paid event, but it's super affordable and fun. And I just thank you for your comments. I love you all so much. It is so fun to connect and to get to know each of one of you on a more personal level and to support you. So if you have any questions for me, or you want me to do a Willow show on something specific to you, shoot me a direct message and I will be happy to do that. It's super fun for me and I'm having a good time. So sending you all tons of love. I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.